Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the Cliff House, Finn makes Liam take pills and tells him they want to keep him around as long as possible. Steffy presents food, but Liam has no appetite. He asks if the kids know about their new living arrangements. Steffy assures him they'll tell Kelly his place has a leak or something. Liam insists they don't tell anyone what's going on. Steffy says Hope needs to know. At Brooke's place, Hope paces the living room and flashes to Carter breaking his vow to her. She then recalls him apologizing and asking for another chance. Hope gets on the phone and calls Liam, who is relaxing on Steffy's couch. She wants him to take Beth, and he lets her know he's staying at Steffy and Finn's. She asks why. He lies that there are plumbing issues at his place. "I'm here now." Hope says she'll be right over. At the Cliff House, Liam tells Steffy that Hope is on her way over. Steffy says he really needs to tell Hope about his condition. Liam argues he's not keeling over tomorrow and rants about not wanting to be a burden. Steffy and Finn assure him that he's family to them. Liam still doesn't want anyone else to know. He doesn't have control over much and would like to hold on to that. Hope arrives and Finn lets her in. Liam tells her he'll be staying in the guest house once he gets unpacked. She asks what's with the headscarf. He says he forgot his hair products and didn't want to scare anyone. Hope asks how long he'll be staying. He says just until the plumbing issues are resolved. Steffy and Finn gush about how excited Kelly is to have her dad there. Hope squints her eyes with suspicion. Steffy and Finn leave and Hope asks Liam, "What's really going on?" At Forrester, Will, Electra, Carter and Ridge chat about the latest numbers for the jewelry line in the office. Ridge tells Electra he's proud of her. She says this is like a dream come true. Will nods, "This is definitely a dream come true." Electra goes on about how excited she is to be part of Forrester. She and Will head back to work, with Ridge telling Katie's son, "Good job." Will asks for a promotion. Ridge jokes, "Right now no," and sends him for coffee. Ridge notices Carter's distracted. He says it's hard to be there without Hope. In the backstage area, Will and Electra flirt and he tells her she deserves everything happening to her right now. They kiss. Will then tells her he has a confession to make. It's crazy to him that something like them could happen. He recaps that he came home from boarding school because he missed his folks, especially his mom, but Electra is the only reason he's still in Lay. She changed everything for him, and he's better for it. They kiss again. In the main office, Carter tells Ridge he hates that he's holding Hope accountable for something he did. Ridge tells him how much her betrayal hurt. Carter argues that he betrayed him as well, but he forgave him. Ridge says he fixed it, but Hope hasn't come to him and apologized. Carter touts what she brought to the company and says Hope is missed there. Ridge asks if he really wants to do this. Carter says no, but it bothers him. He and Eric promised him Hope would have a place there, and Steffy changed their minds. Ridge says they shouldn't have made that decision without her. It's on them, not her. Carter asks if he thinks there's any chance she would reconsider. Is Ridge willing to speak to her about it? On Salone, Carter spots a file folder from the Hope for the Future line and flashes to telling Hope he loves her. He pulls out his phone and sends a text saying he'd like to see her. At the hospital, Finn tells Steffy that Liam's neuro team wants him back in for more tests. Steffy becomes agitated at the thought of him dying. This can't be the end for Liam. At the Cliff House, Hope wants to know the real reason Liam is staying with Steffy and Finn. Liam tries to deflect, but she wants to know if there's more going on than he's telling her. He insists that he has significant plumbing issues. He mentioned it to Steffy, and she offered him the guest house. Changing the subject, Liam asks where she and Carter are at. Hope knows he's deflecting, but she'll let him away with it. She muses that they had so many beautiful years together. She recaps that she didn't want to hurt each other again, and talks about how it felt for Carter to stay on at the company. Liam believes he really loves her. Hope gets Carter's text and Liam urges her to respond. Text him back and give the two of you a chance. He hopes he can make peace with not only Carter, but also the Forresters. He tells her it's going to be Oak. Hope forgets how wise he can be. Liam says time is precious. Love the ones you love. At the hospital, Finn hates this for Liam, but for Steffy too. She's feeling heartbreak. Steffy muses that her grandfather's situation was hopeless, but Finn found a way to save him. She hopes the same thing will happen again for Liam. She cries. But it's not. We're losing him, Finn. Kelly and Beth are going to lose their dad. Finn takes her in his arms. The LA skyline stretched across the morning horizon, deceptively serene as chaos swirled in the lives of the Forresters, Spencers, and Logans. At the Cliff House, Steffi stood frozen by the window, arms wrapped around herself. Her breath fogged the glass as her eyes followed the churning tide below. But it wasn't the ocean that made her stomach twist, it was the realization she had pushed too hard. And now Liam's life was in a tailspin no one could have predicted. Just a week ago, Steffi thought she was protecting her family. She had demanded space from Liam after his emotional spiral became too volatile to ignore. The memory of him standing in her living room, disheveled, insisting Luna had drugged him, flashed through her mind. She hadn't believed him then, she didn't want to. The easier narrative had been that Liam was spiraling again, clinging to delusion rather than facing a harsh truth. She was committed to Finn. But now she knew better. The hospital tests confirmed the truth. Luna had unknowingly drugged Liam with her mother's experimental supplement, never meant for consumption. He wasn't hallucinating, he wasn't unstable. He had been victimized, and Steffi had turned her back on him. Finn had said it wasn't her fault. You did what you thought was right at the time, he'd reasoned. But even that reassurance rang hollow as guilt gnawed at her from the inside out. She turned away from the window and sank onto the couch, cradling her head in her hands. "What have I done?" she whispered. Downtown LA, Spencer Publications. Liam sat in Bill's office, eyes bloodshot and distant. Bill paced like a caged lion, tossing papers onto the desk, trying to keep himself from exploding. "You should sue them," Bill said sharply. "That girl, Luna, she poisoned you. Her mother created that damn pill, they need to be held accountable." Liam didn't flinch, it wasn't on purpose. Bill scoffed. "So, you think the judge is going to care? You almost lost your mind, Liam. You could have hurt someone, or yourself. You're just lucky it didn't go further." The memory of the night he burst into Steffi's house, screaming about being trapped in a memory, surfaced again. It had been like drowning while watching himself from afar. "I just want to understand what happened," Liam murmured. "I want answers, not revenge." Bill narrowed his eyes. "Well, I want both." Liam finally looked up. "I want to talk to Hope." Bill froze. "You sure that's a good idea?" "No," Liam said. "But it's necessary." Forrester Creations, Hope's office. Hope stood by her design board, flipping through sketches but not really seeing them. Her mind wasn't on fabric or fall lines. It was on Liam, on the news about Luna's accidental drugging, on the pieces of the puzzle that were now falling into place. She felt sick to her stomach. The Liam who had seemed erratic, delusional, he'd been trying to reach out, and she hadn't listened. She heard the knock before she turned. The door opened and Liam stepped in, unsure, hesitant. Hope's heart dropped. He looked thinner, tired, haunted. "Liam," she breathed, stepping toward him. I didn't know if I'd see you again." He shut the door quietly behind him. "I wasn't sure either." Silence fell between them, thick with everything left unsaid. Hope reached for his arm, but he flinched. She paused. "I'm sorry." Liam looked away. "I told everyone something was wrong. No one believed me." "I should have," Hope whispered. "But everything felt so crazy. The way you acted, the way you were seeing things. I didn't know what to think." He swallowed hard. "I didn't know either. I just knew I wasn't myself." They stood like strangers, two people with years of history between them, yet miles apart emotionally. Hope finally spoke again. I should have fought harder for you. You walked away. And I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Tears welled in her eyes, and Liam finally let himself feel. All the pain, all the rejection, all the desperation he had buried, it threatened to rise and consume him. But I'm here now, Hope said softly. If you need someone, I'm here. Liam looked into her eyes. For a second, the past threatened to wrap its familiar arms around them, warm and inviting. But this time, Liam didn't move forward. He took a step back. I'm not ready, he said. Too much has happened. I understand. I'm still trying to understand who I am after all of this. Hope nodded. Then let's start there. I won't push. I just want you to know you're not alone. Liam gave her a half smile, exhausted but grateful. Thanks. Later that day, Cliff House. Finn returned home to find Steffy curled on the couch with a photo album of Kelly and Beth. She looked up, startled. I didn't hear you come in, she said, wiping her eyes. You okay? I went to see Liam earlier. Finn's jaw tightened, but he didn't speak. I had to, Steffy said. I had to look him in the eye and tell him I was wrong. Finn sat beside her. And how did that go? He was calm. Quieter than I've ever seen him. Like something broke, and now he's just trying to pick up the pieces. Finn nodded, silently supporting her. I should have believed him, she continued. I shut him down so fast. All he wanted was someone to listen. We all failed him, Finn admitted. Including me. Steffy looked at him, surprised. I'm a doctor, he said. I should have recognized the signs of neurological interference, but I assumed he was just spiraling. Steffy leaned into him. What happens now? He heals. And maybe we all do. Evening, Brooke's cabin. Hope stared at the old wedding photo of her and Liam. Beth was just a baby then. Things had felt so secure, so full of promise. And now she heard the knock and expected Brooke. But when she opened the door, it was Steffy. Their eyes locked. A long pause. Neither woman spoke for a moment. Can I come in? Steffy asked. Hope stepped aside wordlessly. Once inside, Steffy looked around, breathing in the scent of the place where Liam had once lived. I wanted to tell you I saw him, Steffy began. I did too, Hope said gently. I just wanted you to know. He's still in there. The Liam we both love, he's just hurting. Hope nodded. I know. Steffy's lips trembled. We have to help him. No more choosing sides. No more tug of war. He needs us to be stable. To be kind. Hope blinked back tears. Agreed. For the first time in a long time, there was no competition between them. Just shared heartbreak and a desire to see Liam whole again. 1 week later, a quiet park bench. Liam sat alone, feeding crumbs to a cluster of pigeons, sunlight dappling through the trees. The chaos had ebbed. In its place, quiet reflection, he had spoken to his father. To Steffy. To Hope, he wasn't healed. But he was on his way. He looked up as Hope approached with Beth in her arms. Beth squealed at the birds and leaped toward her dad. Daddy. Liam opened his arms, catching her, holding her close. Hope sat beside him. For a while they just watched Beth giggle and run after pigeons. I'm not asking for anything, Hope said quietly. No promises, no pressure. I know. I just wanted you to know, whatever your future looks like, you'll never face it alone. Liam nodded, his eyes misting. In that moment, he didn't know where life would take him. But one thing was certain, love, even when fractured, could still be the bridge to something better. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTIFATL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.